like a violin concerto with a chewy chocolate center. It's Sanctuary of Reality, my comic review series. Time now for Cerebus issue 281, the 16th chapter of Latter Days. Königsberg continues to grapple with his psychological insufficiencies through diary entries filled with numerous references to the works of Dr. Freud. Soon on his way to see Cerebus, Königsberg notices several Cerebites slapping the ground around the sanctuary with razor straps and proclaiming, "Oh, you woo, believe," over and over. This seems to be working as vegetation around the place has finally begun to develop where there had only been desert before. Seems Cerebus has them subduing the earth per the first chapter in the first book of Moshe. As for Yuwu, Cerebus's word for the ineffable name of God, he reveals Yuwu is actually the name for the beast of the earth, the part of God that split off and thinks herself his equal. Cerebus explains this theory in great detail, while Königsberg eats assorted nuts. Or at least tries to. Cerebus goes on to explain the Garden of Eden and how the creation of man and woman, in view of Yuwu's desire to merge back with God and become one again. Next comes explaining Cain and Abel and how they compare to the struggle between God and Yuwu and what the deal is with Yuwu's curse on mankind. Königsberg, though, is distracted while listening to the biblical exegesis by thoughts of Louis Lasso. What's wrong with him, and can he find any solution to this dilemma in the works of Dr. Freud? Though I didn't mind the exegesis stuff last time, this time I minded a little bit more. At least this issue fully establishes the concept of Yuwu, and as such, it's very important to the rest of the storyline. But of course, while reading it, personally, I started to find myself drifting away. I called this concept exegesis fatigue. I just get bored or tired of reading all the same stuff that I finally start skimming through. And next thing you know, I find something I actually think is interesting. And then I have to go back a little bit to properly put it in context. So it's kind of like almost a dance you do with this issue. You'd think the Königsberg stuff would be a welcome relief in comparison, but all the psychological bits are considerably just as taxing. And of course, they're actually meant to be this way in regards to the Königsberg stuff at the very least. They're supposed to be taxing. After all, Cerebus is doing an exegesis, and Königsberg is doing an eisegesis, which is the opposite. Two sides of the same coin, really. So this one, it's just an all right issue. It's starting to become a slog, but when you realize there's 6 more issues of this, that's when you start to really dread it. Next time, Chasing YHWH.